Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rocky and I'm here to teach you guys D3.JS library. So D3.JS is a JavaScript library for manipulating documents based on data. So the motto of this open source project is to bring data to life using HTML, SVG and CSS. Before moving further ahead, I would like to announce that in order to be able to do this course, you need to have a strong foundation in HTML, CSS, and a basic understanding of JavaScript as well. So if you're strong in all this, let's get started. So I've logged on into d3js.org for you guys. As soon as you enter the site, you hit a nice canvas showing you hexagonal elements over here that will lead you to different examples where D3.js has been used. D3, by the way, is data-driven documentation, and the D3 objects can be considered as the data-driven documents. What is meant by D3? What is meant by data-driven documentation? So, data-driven documentation is that, to put it simply, we have documents relying completely on data. We have visual representation relying completely on data. You give the data, we give the visualization according to the data. So it the motto, as I was saying, is bring data to life. So data is what is going to drive everything over here. So this might be one of the very few libraries that enables you to have such amazing functionality. So moving ahead, I would like to give you a quick introduction through a very favorite example of mine, one of my favorite examples. So the website is called thestoryoftheseason.com, and you can log into it and have a look at the various data represented over here. So when you log on, you come to the 2015 to 16 season, and this data is nothing more than games played by your English Premier League teams versus the positions they held in different times, different points of time. So, for example, if you take the year of 2014 to 15, you can see that Chelsea was leading the first position. It was in the first position through almost throughout the year. If you pick up any other team, for example West Brom, you can see that they had a zigzag career but a bit stable career in the position that they were at. So for another, as a in contrast, you can see that Leicester was having a pretty major bounce, being in the lowest in the 20th position and then making their way up to 14. So such representation can be amazing if you can be very helpful and very enjoying. You can enjoy such data representations if you are a football fanatic. So moving to 2013 to 14, you can see that Man City finally had a pretty good time being in the top. You can see that you can check out any year, and the data has been updated since 1993. So you can see that this is all is amazing, and I have to tell you that D3.JS was used in building such a simple but yet very effective representation of the teams. Okay, so the story of the season is an amazing example that will show that you can have amazing data represented in amazing ways, and you can see that this is something that puts the user at ease when he is looking for a particular timeline, particular position of his or her favorite team. So you can go to 2011 and check out that a lot of teams had zigzag careers with ups and downs, and you can relate all of these with the happenings and the kind of playoffs that they were having at that point of time. So I will leave the exploration part to you guys. You can have a really good time. Just log on to the story of the season.com. I'm not affiliated in any way to this site, but I found it really amazing that they put forward such data in such amazing format. So another example would be the rounded rectangles that I would be talking about later on when we talk about transitions and animations. So if you want more examples, you can see that there is a humongous list of examples for you guys. Just go to d3js.org and click on examples, and you would come to this site, this page that has various examples. And also when you open a certain example, you also get the code with it. So if you want to directly use a certain functionality over here, you can use it directly with the code. So let's start off with the five major concepts of D3.JS that you need to know before you can dive into the working practically. Before that, before diving into that as well, I would like to tell you that in order to use your D3.JS in your local host machine, we will see how to set it up in the next video. You can just directly download it in a zip format, or you have another option of copying the snippet directly and using it in your script tags in your HTML files. So you can do either of this, and we will do that practically in the next video. For now, this will be a basic introduction which you need to understand in order to gain a better understanding of the D3.JS library. So I made a list of these five core concepts over here. Let me just get there. Okay. Selections, dynamic properties, enter and exit, transformation, not representation, and transitions. These are the same things that you will see over here: enter and exit, transformation, not representation, in the site, in the home page, in the page that you come across when you type in d3js.org. I'll give you a very quick basic explanation in case you're not interested to read the whole thing, but I would suggest you guys to read as well, but after going through my introduction. So selections, what is selections? Selections is that you bind arbitrary data to a DOM. So DOM is a document object model, and then you bind the arbitrary data whichever you want to represent first to a DOM. Then after you bind it, you apply the data driven transformations to the document. So what it means is that you select the document first, and after selecting, you start off applying all your transformations. So for example, over here you can see that d3.select all over here. What it does is that, if you can guess, yes, it selects all the paragraph elements, and it selects all of them and gives them a style of color white. So you can do that directly to all the paragraph elements, or you can select individual element, like over here with a body, with instead of select all, you use the select tag, and you give a style as required. So selectors are defined by the W3C selectors API, and they are not something which is foreign to the browser's understanding. So you're not creating anything major, anything that cannot be understood. It is the same. It is the basic, simple understanding that a browser has, because you're using the basic CSS and HTML code in different way. That is all. And coming to the dynamic properties, what dynamic properties are is that D3.JS has powerful functions, and they are not your everyday simple constants that you can just fill in and make them work. The functions are very easy to use, easy to build as well, and there are many built-in reusable functions and function factories as well. So you can work how a function will work. You can work with the basic functions code as well. You can modify it at ease and according to your needs. So that is the dynamism which is provided by the D3.JS library. And moving on to the third one, enter and exit. Enter and exit means that you transform documents completely based on data. Enter and exit is that you can modify the current data, you can enter new data, and you can exit old data. And all these three things can be dealt with separately. You don't have to worry about how one thing would affect the other. So you transform the documents based on data, including creation as well as destruction of elements. You can change an existing document in response to user interaction. You can animate over time, or you can even animate something depending on the asynchronous notification by third parties. And then the fourth thing is very common and we have already talked about transformation, not representation. What does this mean? This means that we don't need any kind of new visual representation of its own. D3.JS does not give you any kind of new representation of its own. It just uses direct HTML, CSS, and SVG elements, which are common web standards, and it just transforms them and puts you at ease when you use it. So the nodes that you use in D3 are the same thing that the browsers already understand. So you don't have to worry about whether your browser will find it tough to understand D3.JS because it is the same thing that it has been and it is built to understand right from the start. The final thing is about transitions. D3.JS is built with such power that it has high refresh rates, it has high frame rates. Again, it also has greater graphical complexity than you can see with other applications. So, for example, coming back to this example, rounded rectangles, you can see that it is visually so appealing, and that it is the refresh rate as well is so better. The frame rates are very good, and you can see the whole fluid motion. It is not it doesn't happen with any kind of obstruction. The whole thing is very fluid. So in case you are experiencing any kind of obstruction, it might be due to the screencasting software that I'm using. But other than that, check it out on your own. Once get to the examples page over here, and you can see that all the examples are very fluid and they involve all kinds of graphical complexity that your browser can easily maintain. These are the five functionalities and concepts that I wanted to talk about regarding D3.JS before we move on. Anyways, guys, so with this video comes to an end, and I would like to suggest you guys to brush up your skills in CSS, HTML, and JavaScript on a basic level at least before you move ahead if at all you're not good at them. So HTML and CSS won't take much time for you guys to learn, and even basic JavaScript is also very easy to learn and it won't take much time as well. I hope you guys are ready for the next coming videos, and I am as well, to teach you guys much better, and I promise better content to be delivered in the coming days. If you like this video, just share it with your friends and also subscribe to my channel. It will help my channel grow and I'll be able to deliver much better content as well. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Bye bye.